Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Paula and in today's video we're going to talk about differences in opinions. This is going to be more like a chatty video and can be probably interpreted in other areas as well, not just like luxury designer fashion or brands or such. But I would want to lift an interesting phenomenon that I have noticed on my own channel when it comes to me sharing an opinion that is mine, which might be different than what majority of people feel like, then getting kind of rude comments about how my opinion is wrong, pretty much. And I think this is such like an interesting thing in total, because when I have made videos where my opinion fits what majority of people think about certain bags or certain brands or something like that, it's fine and okay. And if someone disagrees with me, usually their comments are very polite and very constructive and so on. But when it is the other way around, that my opinion is quite the opposite or relatively different than what a majority of people are currently like hyping, then for some reason the comments can be very rude and kind of attacking on me. And it's not really that I would get offended by them, because I mean, why would I? I just find it interesting that maybe some people get offended if someone else doesn't validate their opinions, or maybe it's just a good outlet to just kind of release some of their own issues anonymously on the internet. When someone is talking about a popular topic but has a different viewpoint, so maybe they can gather up some like people to attack against. I don't know, it's just interesting, and I kind of want to talk with you about it. And like, just like, if you are a content creator, have you noticed this type of thing in general? And if you're not a content creator, just like feel free to share your feelings and if you've noticed something or haven't, or whatever, because I just find this so fascinating. If I try to like a bit put it into smaller pieces, so I first noticed this with my first ever video that was a bit like on the contrary of majority people's opinions regarding the Hermes or Rant sandals. That video is so terrible in quality. I'm sorry. I will link it in case you want to watch it, but I'm not my proudest moments. But that was like the first video that collected comments. They were not actually even that rude back then, but there was clearly a need to defend those shoes, or then people's opinions who liked the shoes and something like that. Then I did also get comments on my Instagram regarding those shoes and how my opinion is wrong, or my feet are wrong, or something like that, which is fine. But during this year I have made maybe a bit more of those videos of where I have been, first of all, myself also been sucked into some super current bags, majority from the like contemporary brands. And then when I have felt that I've made enough research, either I've ordered it or bought it myself, or then I found out something while I was doing my research that made me then make the video of why I personally, I'm not that into it anymore. And I think during this year I've really received those messages where I am a stupid consumer and that people don't really believe that I could not have known those things beforehand, and that I'm just making rants about these things. If it comes out as a rant, fine. On the positive side, those videos tend to do quite well here for my channel standards. So I mean, like, if there is someone out there who gets triggered by watching those videos and wants to comment and interact with me, please do so. I mean, that just helps my channel. But yeah, so it's just been really interesting to see that there are some people just watching certain parts of my videos and then getting annoyed that I have a different opinion than what they do. And I just find that so interesting, because here I am, me, as a complete nobody, one out of 9 billion people on this planet. My opinion doesn't matter. Like, it matters as much as your opinion, or whoever is watching and commenting. Like, my opinion weighs nothing. It's just my opinion. And especially when it comes to like fashion or something that is so subjective, it's relatively interesting that someone can get triggered if others don't share the opinion. And there comes a need to defend that opinion, or then that specific item, or then go to insulting the person who provided the first opinion, or provided their opinion that is different from yours. Is this easy to follow? I feel like it might be just like a bit rambly. And I don't really want to lift up any particular comments or anything like that, because it's not about a single person's comment that made me do this video. It's multiple during a longer period of time. So it's not like one comment that pushed me over the edge. This is just something that I have really thought about for a while, and during this year, as I've received maybe a bit more of these like constructive comments, especially on videos where my opinion is not following the current hype, it has been just fascinating to see. And it also comes down to the point where in those cases I struggle a bit how to reply to those comments, because I've made a deal with myself that I do reply to all comments, except for those like clearly advertising some fake stuff. Those if I have a chance to see them, I try to delete them, but I don't engage with those profiles. But in general, I try to answer every one of them, and so far I don't think I've needed to even delete anyone. So they've still been in like the range of maybe rude, but not like crossing something that I've still wanted to answer. But I kind of struggle in answering to those type of comments where I have no interest in engaging in that type of conversation. I have no need to reassure why my opinion on the video was on a certain level. If someone wants to misunderstand me on purpose, or take one part of a sentence and then drag it out of context completely, then feel free to do so. I don't really have a need to defend those like obvious type of misunderstandings and such. But I do still want to reply on those, because that's just me. And my style in general is more like being polite to everyone. And if someone is rude to you, it's not really an okay for me to be rude to them, because, I mean, why would I waste energy on that? But this is just something that I've been thinking in my own mind. And then I just realized that I have this outlet over here. And it would be so interesting to kind of hear your thoughts and maybe your experiences. Has have you seen this type of thing? Or in general, like if you share an opinion and someone kind of attacks on that opinion or even on you as a person, like how do you deal with that? Because personally for me, this is a hobby. This is fun. We are talking about fashion in general speaking, or some type of lifestyle that is completely extra. It's not necessary for my everyday life. It's just something that I enjoy. So if someone gets insulted of my opinion of a bag or of a brand, then so be it. It won't really impact my like actual daily life. I just get fascinated of how people react in certain situations. And maybe that's kind of how I try to wrap this thought in here. So just ending it on this note. Have you noticed that if you share an opinion and there is someone who disagrees or has a different viewpoint, that there's a chance that some people might get triggered of you having a different opinion and just like attacking on that, because opinions are something that everyone is entitled to have. Everyone has them, and gladly we don't all share the same exact opinions, because life would be so boring, and how would we then learn? Because that's also something to learn from each other. We might make our opinions based on one experience, and then we learn on the way. Maybe the opinion changes, maybe it doesn't, but it's still like, it's just that, an opinion. Okay, maybe that was enough of like chit chatting for today. I am really interested to hear what you have to say, so let's gladly continue in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.